Hey, survivors. So, just a little FYI, I am super frustrated about this topic today because I feel like no matter how many times I explain myself, I'm just not being understood. So, if I get some angry energy and cause some drama, you've been warned.
Gee, I hope this won't lower your opinion of me.
I was recently confronted by a few former subscribers after I had complained about a recent video losing subs, and I was curious as to why. So, a couple of them reached out to me, which I super appreciate, and they decided to tell me that they had unsubscribed because I was quote unquote too negative. Me? Negative? I am shooketh.
I mean, you're used to being all gloomy and depressed and thinking about bad stuff.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
But yeah, no, seriously. I try really hard not to be negative. I am naturally really negative. I try to keep my dark alter ego hidden deep inside.
I don't like to smile unless I have a reason.
That is not what I was saying at all.
No, I know what you were saying.
It wasn't because of my negative sense of humor or whatever. The thing they said was me being too negative was the fact that I harp on people to stop chasing cures and instead to learn to live with it, to focus on healing. That was the part to them that was me being super negative.
Fascinating.
I know, right?
But riddle me this, Batman. Here's the real question you need to be asking. Why do most of us longtime MECFS sufferers all tend to agree that chasing cures is a bad thing? Isn't that just giving up hope? Do we want you to just give up completely? Are we just mean or depressed or jaded? Are we trying to sabotage you so you can be as miserable as we are? Or could not listening to our advice possibly lead you to an early grave?
It begins now.
An early grave? There's the negativity again. Are you saying that trying to cure myself could kill me? Well, yes. Yes, I am. Here's the thing. According to the most recent study published, sources below, only 5% of MECFS sufferers ever recover. 5%. What do you think will happen if you're one of that 95% that literally can't be cured and you keep wasting your time, money, and energy pushing and pushing yourself past your body's limitations, all in a futile effort to try and find a quick cure that only 5% of people ever have? Well, you turn into me. And most of these other longtime people telling you to stop doing this, because that's exactly what we did. That's exactly how we got here. You know? In that same study, of the 95% who didn't recover, only 40% of that achieved improvement in symptoms, aka learned how to live with it. That's kind of a really low number. Oh, and get this is interesting. Adolescents made up the majority of that 40%. Now, I hear these people that don't like negativity being negative through the screen.
Well, what the hell? Are you literally telling me right now to give up all hope?
Yeah, I'm the one being negative. Okay. No, think about it. Adolescents don't typically have jobs. Their parents probably told them to rest as much as possible. They actually are able to take time to rest. And while they're resting and at home and have no distractions, they are able to learn to listen to their body and allow it to recover. It makes sense why adolescents make up such a big part of the 40% who learn to live with it. They're doing what most adults won't let themselves do. And that, my friends, is why we longtime MECFS sufferers harp and harp and harp that you need to quit chasing the cure and you need to rest and learn how to listen to your body now. Pace yourself now. Learn to listen to your body now. If you don't do this and you chase cures and you try all these things and you push yourself and ignore it, you aren't learning your body. You aren't giving yourself a chance to recover, and you're making yourself worse than you might have been if you just stopped. You're digging that hole deeper and deeper. Not to mention that some cures and supplements can actually hurt you and set your progress back. Oh, but don't worry. We'll talk more about that later. Stay tuned. You want to tell them to subscribe? Subscribe. Okay, you still think I'm being negative? Let me try and clear it up a little bit more here. Here are 2 scenarios to make things a little bit more clear. All right, scenario number 1, you listen to us old bags and try to learn to live with it instead of searching for a cure. Okay, so your health has been in this free fall, right? But you stop and rest and rest and rest and rest, just like we told you. Totally boring. And you slowly learn to listen to your body and see what does and doesn't work to stop the flares from happening. So that free fall in your health kind of starts to level out and you learn to live with it. Now, does this mean you gave up on cures? No, it doesn't actually. Because once you have learned, it might take a few years, but once you have learned to listen to your body, to know how it reacts in a good and bad way in all situations, then you can start looking into cures. Because then and only then can you actually tell if something is helping you or hurting you. Scenario 2. You say that we are too negative and you keep on chasing that cure. Okay, so just like before, your health is in this lovely free fall, and you keep getting worse and worse and worse. But instead of stopping, resting, learning your body's cues, you keep chasing supplements here, cures there, whatever. So instead of leveling out early, you keep free falling with your health. You don't understand your body's signals yet, and you haven't stopped long enough to actually learn them. It does take a while. It is extremely tricky. I mean, the fact that it takes 2 days for some symptoms to even start showing. So you get into this vicious cycle then of trying to recover, failing. You get worse, you give up. Well, you're going downhill anyways, so why not just do that thing that you know will hurt you? Because you gave up and you're upset. And repeat over and over and over and over. So basically, your health free falls and free falls and free falls until you hit rock bottom, where you have no choice but to listen to your body. And this is where hope actually goes to die. Look, being stuck at rock bottom may make you lose hope, but don't let it.
No, it wasn't that easy hitting rock bottom.
This is actually where my own story kicks in. I pushed and pushed and pushed for years. I tried looking for recovery in every way possible. Plus, I kept pushing myself to be the best worker I possibly could be, to go above and beyond, to make everyone happy all the time. And the whole time, my chronic fatigue kept slowly getting worse and slowly getting worse and slowly getting worse.
Fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
Finally, one day in December of 2020, I went down completely. My body was done. I hit my rock bottom. My husband literally had to pick me up from work. I could suddenly not focus. I could suddenly not walk. I could suddenly not be able to drive safely in any way, shape, or form. It was an extremely scary experience to just suddenly have your entire worldview warped into this nightmare looking thing in the middle of a work shift.
Rock bottom.
And I literally wasn't able to work after that in any capacity. I couldn't work at all. Luckily, I had paid for short-term disability insurance, so that covered me to pay the bills for a long time. If you're in any kind of a job, get short-term disability insurance. I had mine through Aflac.
Affleck.
That will save your butt. And it's now been, over 2 years since that day at work. I'm only slightly better. And that's only recent progress, actually, from slowing down and learning to listen to my body. And also a little bit because of the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, but not a lot. Basically, learning to listen to my body has given me the best results over any cure or supplement or anything. And honestly, if I think back to the 2 times I got out of being bedridden before, that's exactly what I did. I quit my job where I was at, took a few months off, and just rested and learned to listen to my body. And then I got a job that was not as hard on my body as the previous one and worked through it. And you forget this. You forget this over and over. I don't know if it's the brain fog or what. And then you start doing stupid things you know you shouldn't do, and you do them, and yeah, whatever. Stupid brain fog. And this is exactly why I harp on this. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake that I and many others like me have.
Learn from me!
Stop. Rest. Focus on your body's signals. Learn how to pace yourself until you're in a really good routine. And then slowly start adding supplements, medications, etc. Oh, by the way, that 5%, half of them didn't even do anything to cure it. It's not that they went looking for a cure and found it. It just happened randomly.
Spontaneously.
And those of you other longtime CFS sufferers, please comment below. Please help explain this because I'm apparently not doing it super great. We are not just being negative. We're actually trying to help you not get as bad as we have. You keep thinking it can't get worse. Trust us, it can. I mean, heck, that's literally why I made this entire channel. I wanted my destruction to at least bring some good into the world and to help others. Anyways, please share this with those who might need to hear it. You can check out one of my other chronic illness videos here and keep on surviving, my friends.